Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that surely do rule well. Salutation to each and every one of the Yakim that pushes gospel out there in sincerity and truth. Alright, this is Brother Lamar once again from Trinidad coming to do another video through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right, because hey, basically as I did last video I did was I told you so, I told you so, and now look at this. All right, same thing I've been saying again, right? And now it's Donald Trump basically saying it. All right, as he says here, Harris win will lead to World War III. Trump, all right, taking into certain things, as I was saying last video, they're trying to make this thing look like a Simpsons prediction. Donald Trump being almost assassinated, right? All these things also, I would say was staged. Joe Biden being there as the president, an incompetent president that is, you understand? His mental health or whatever the case is. This was always to lead up to Kamala Harris being the next president, the female president of the United States, the first female president and black. All right, and all this also, if things also play off to the new world order, they'll say, well, Negroes again and women, you understand, really and truly ain't good leaders, right? That is one way I would watch it, especially being one of those racist Edomites. Well, totally racist Edomites, So yeah, let me just read a little bit into it, right? So it says the US Vice President is incompetent and will escalate the crisis in the Middle East, her Republican rival has claimed. All right, and one thing I've been seeing, I was reading in the in a Guardian newspaper locally sometime, some statistics between a man and a woman that did it. All right, and one of the things that they mentioned is basically that if it is that you put a woman as a leader, especially in business, right, CEO, whatever the case is that basically that she will run the company to the ground. All right, so that when they put a next male leader there, the profits that they will have when they put the male there, you understand, it will basically bypass the profits it used to make before. All right, and just know what's slack. Yeah, can't, right? So I was saying, when they put a woman there to run the company to the ground, that next man basically he will basically, up on the profits. All right, and also we know that a woman, she don't judge off her logic, right? Women judge off her emotions, all right, and judging off her emotions is basically not a good thing, all right, because your emotions going to overcloud your judgment. And last night I was watching something, that a guy did a video on YouTube where some video with Elon Musk is trending. He cut up certain parts and put in AI in certain parts. All right, and what he was talking about also is about the incompetence of about Kamala Harris. And what he was saying, you think what she was saying, you think the last 4 years was shit with Joe Biden. Wait until she there. All right, so they was basically making kicks. Something else I was going and say. But the whole thing with Elon Musk, you should check out that video. And yeah, they basically saying, yeah, she said she'd be incompetent, and we seeing right now that she leading the polls in certain states, wherever the case is, because it has shifted since Joe Biden basically stepped down. Where now Donald Trump was leading, now it's Kamala Harris, because a lot of people going and watch it now, hey, she could become the first female president of the United States, right? So a lot of people will try to push for that, all right? Something else I was going on saying, but basically I forgot. All right. So it says, should Kamala Harris win the U.S. presidential election, major wars in the Middle East. Right. So yeah, that was going on say. Basically what they're saying is Elon Musk in his video, she's a puppet. And I've said it in my last video. She is a puppet for the elites, and a better puppet. You see, women like attention. They will do things to basically get that name. You understand? And do whatever massa say. Right? Her father is Jamaican, her mother is East Indian, right? I stand to be corrected, but I think last time I did some reading up on her, all right. Basically, she had and she hate Negroes. She might look to bring in that draft quicker. I was now reading a article there in RT where Russia said they will do a mirror effect, where in 2026 they want to deploy short-range missiles in Germany, right? And Russia say, well, basically they will do the same. She might look to do that next year if elected after her inauguration. And God damn it, if they even have an election in the United States. But we know that we go into World War III, right? She's going to draft a lot of people into that war. And the way how I see it, right, either or anybody go there, it will have World War III. If Donald Trump go there, they might kill him. I not seeing this place actually passing 2030 really actually. 2025 going and have something major. Alright. So with this whole thing with Kamala Harris, she's going to escalate things way quicker than Donald Trump. Right? And I've been telling people I've seen this right through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem El Shai, right? Because the scripture said that way you hear in secret bring out loud. That way he tell you in secret bring out loud, Matthew chapter 10:26. And the way how I see it, and other brothers probably seeing it through the spirit, that we don't have long here. 2025 going to be something major. Alright? You might start to see, especially this woman come into power, more pestilence, plagues, famines, and earthquakes. Who knows what kind of eclipse and blood moons we might even see next year. Alright? Who knows? So, right, should Kamala Harris win the U.S. presidential election, major wars in the Middle East, and maybe a third world war will break out. Not maybe, it will. You understand? Because she going to look to please myself, as I was saying before. These women, they want to go down on Master's road. You understand? They will do anything to please Master. Right? Her husband is already an Edomite. So you're going to escalate things. And I have said this before. The last election with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, the Kremlin said if a woman is elected in the White House, there will be war between Russia and the United States. And we're seeing it. Kamala Harris, they already said, the Kremlin already said Kamala Harris is unfriendly. And they will be watching the US elections very closely. You understand? And guess what? Underneath Joe Biden, she will just be continuing the flow for Joe Biden. You understand? So let me see. Former President and Republican candidate Donald Trump has claimed Trump has repeatedly accused Harris and President Joe Biden of dragging the U.S. towards a global conflict. You see that? Speaking ahead of a meeting with Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Friday, Trump vowed that the Israel-Hamas war would work out and very quickly if he were to return to the White House. So yeah, I know he have been saying that for the longest while. You know, he had more dialogue with certain presidents that other Democratic presidents have not had dialogue with, like Kim Jong-un, Vladimir Putin, you know, um, you know. So who knows? But then this won't go to the elites plan, right? Having talks that he looking to stop the income tax, with tariffs against countries. And guess what? Hey, this not going to go to the elites plan. They won't want Donald Trump there. If Donald Trump is to win, anyhow you take it, right? The Democrats could start a civil war. And even if Harris win, there could still be a civil war, because you see the thing that went on in these people might, these extreme Edomites, right? When Donald Trump got shot, he came up and he said fight. So after election, if he loses, what do you think might go on? What went on the last election? Just remember what went on the last election, all right? When they stormed the Capitol building or some shit. So, all right, it says if we don't, we're going to end up with major wars. I read this already. Major wars in the Middle East, right? If we don't, we're going to end up with major wars in the Middle East. He continued, and maybe a third world war. You are closer to a third world war right now than at any time since the Second World War, right? Which is prophecy, right? In the book of Revelation, chapter 9, 8, somewhere there, right? But chapter 11, they talk about it says, behold, two wars have passed. Behold, the third war cometh quickly, right? And war goes back to destruction. Now, in World War I and II, there was two major destructions. But when you read that scripture, you'll notice when it says two wars have passed, behold, the third war cometh quickly, that there basically is a pause. So World War I and World War II, from 1917 to 1918, and then from 1939 to around 1945, right, was basically back to back. Is past what NATO was 75 years, right? So about over 75 years it have not had a major conflict, world conflict, right? We've never been so close because we have incompetent people running the country. Exactly. Trump has leveled similar accusations at Biden and Harris since the Ukraine conflict began in 2022. The former president has claimed that the conflict never would have started if he were in power, and promised to bring Moscow and Kyiv to the negotiating table in 24 hours if elected in November. All right, and at the end of the day, it's not in the power of anyone, but in the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Because this is the will of Yahweh Shem Shai. Scripture says in Isaiah 49:6, like 46:9, he tell you before it come to pass. Remember the days of old. He tell you before it come to pass. You understand? Netanyahu met with Trump at the former President Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida a day after meeting both Biden and Harris in Washington. Speaking to reporters after her face-to-face with the Israeli Prime Minister, Israeli, not Israelite, right? Harris said that she expressed with the Prime Minister my serious concern about the scale of human suffering in Gaza, blood clot lie, including the death of far too many innocent civilians. Blood clot lie. Yeah, you people have up the Georgia, or you recently destroyed the Georgia Guidestones. We could remember what was stated on the Georgia Guidestones, all right? All they want to depopulate the earth to 500 million people from is what year? 2023, 2022. All you had 8 billion, right? And then the Lord himself said, the earth was made for many, but the world to come for few, right? Let the multitude perish that were born in vain. So really and truly, they're speaking about, the mass majority of all people, the Israelites, and also the world. It's going to have a great cleansing. It's going to be the fight of the new world order, or the new world order of righteousness, the world order of men and the new world order of the Most High. All right. Harris' comments reportedly angered Netanyahu, with an aide to the Israeli leader telling Axios that the vice president was far less critical during the meeting. Trump was a staunch ally of Netanyahu during his time in the White House, imposing sanctions on Iran and Netanyahu's request, moving the U.S. Embassy in Israel to West Jerusalem, and brokering the Abraham Accords, which saw Israel normalize relations with Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates, Morocco, and Sudan just now. However, this relationship soared after Netanyahu congratulated Biden on his electoral victory over Trump in 2020. I haven't spoken to Netanyahu since, Trump told Israeli journalist Barak Ravid later that year. Fuckhim. All right. I will basically end it there, right? I'll basically end it there. But, this is something that I have been saying, again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem El Shai. All right? Because the spirit of prophecy, they come from Yahweh Shem El Shai to each and every one of the Akim out there. All right? So I have to get ready there now for plantation. So with that, I'll say shalom to the hopeful elect, right? All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem El Shai. Double honors again to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I surely do real salutation to each and every one of the sincere Akim. Shalom, Mawat Lababal. Shalom.